What's up, geeks and gamers? It's your boy Drunk 3PO, and yes, I'm cold. I'm cold. I live in Florida, and I'm cold. All right? I'm cold. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. But maybe you might want to judge this. Kathleen Kennedy did a little interview. If you didn't know, she did a little interview. She talked about George Lucas and why George Lucas is complaining about the sequel trilogy while he's complaining just a little bit about Disney Star Wars. And she goes on to say, well, you know, George just needs to let it go. Let it go, George. Let it go, George. And no, I'm not breaking out into song, so don't worry about that. I'm not breaking out into song, but man, come on, man. How can you go to the creator of Star Wars, you know, and when he has some criticism, like we all got some criticism about Disney Star Wars, and then you go, you know, George, just let it go. Just move along. It's ours now. We own it. We're going to do with what we want. But I will say this one thing in the article. I will say this. I'm very happy to admit that Kathleen Kennedy, admitted that Star Wars has been changed. That Star Wars was changed from what George Lucas created. She admits that just enough for me to go, yep, she admitted that's changed. And that it's hard for people to see something that they created different. That it's changed. And I'm like, George ain't the only one, sweetheart. No, not the only one. So check out this article and you tell me what you think. Kathleen Kennedy, George Lucas criticized Star Wars because he finds it difficult to let go. This article coming from Yahoo News, Yahoo Entertainment. If you want to read it for yourself, you can head over to that website and check it for yourself. It says here that George Lucas is no great fan of the current state of the Star Wars franchise. Well, guess what? Newsflash for you. He ain't the only one. He's not the only one. The article goes on to talk about Bob Iger's book where Lucas felt betrayed. Betrayed is such a hard word. I find that it's just a hard word. He could have said Lucas was disappointed. Lucas was upset. Lucas was like, I don't like the direction. Man, betrayed, you know, is when someone takes a knife and stabs you in the back. Julius Caesar was betrayed. He was murdered. I mean, that's that word, man. And so he just uses that word from any other word. He talks about more of Bob Iger's book, and then we get into the conversations with Kathleen Kennedy. It says, now speaking about Lucas's current relationship with Star Wars, Kennedy has said that she feels the director and producer criticisms come from the fact that he can't let go of the franchise. She tells Rolling Stone, personally, I've had a relationship with George going all the way back to the making of Raiders of the Lost Ark. 35 plus years that I've known George, and I continue to be very, very good friends with him. Huh. So she says. And I think there's plenty of examples where people create something that is fundamentally to who they are, where it's difficult letting go and watching that become something different. Thank you. Thank you that you're changing it. Thank you that you've changed Star Wars. Because many of us are out here like, what is happening to our Star Wars? What's happening here? And you finally admitted that you changed it. We'll change it back to what Star Wars is. Oh my goodness. So initially that was difficult for George. I don't think he anticipated how hard that would be. And JJ came into with such enthusiasm and said, frankly, reverence for Star Wars and for George, had to find what was personal for him. He had to make it his own. Yes. Every director who comes into a movie has to make something their own. Ha! Rian Johnson, he sure did make some of his own. Destruction is what he made. Destruction. Yeah, look at that face, George. We see you, George. We see you. We see you. It says he may not agree with every choice JJ made. He may not agree with every choice Rian Johnson made. That's the understatement of the year. But he appreciates the filmmaking that I know. She's like, well, I think so. This is what I know. This is what I know. This is something else, man. She goes on to like think for George, saying, I think there's some regret that he's not on the stage and directing movies. You know, well, you could have hired him. You could have said, George, we're gonna, you know, can we hire you to make another trilogy? Can we hire you to do some Star Wars stuff? Can we? He is a director. I'm just saying. But this is interesting here. It says, Kennedy also said Lucas came onto the set of the Star Wars spinoff The Mandalorian and was like a kid on that set. So he must still find enthusiasm somewhere, however deep it is buried. Yeah, because maybe The Mandalorian kind of stuck with some of the Star Wars that he created. Yeah, maybe The Mandalorian has people that respect his work. Maybe that's why we all like, not all of us, but most of us like The Mandalorian. Because it's kind of like sticking with a little bit of Star Wars. So maybe that's why George Lucas is happy. I mean, again, I can't speak for him. She can't speak for him. But there it is, man. Kathleen Kennedy. Just let go, George. Just let it go. It's ours now. It's ours, and we're going to do whatever we want with it, as obviously we see. This is Drunk 3PO with Geeks and Gamers. It's getting cold outside. Make sure you pick up a hoodie. Until next time, check out this commercial if you haven't seen it already. Feeling down? Has life got you down? Do you need a little pick-me-up? A big pick-me-up? Well, head on over to geeksandgamers.com and pick up your pick-me-up merch today. Head on over to geeksandgamers.com and pick up your happy swag today. Geeks and Gamers is not responsible nor liable if you wear one of our shirts and run around your neighborhood acting like a crazy man. That's right, head to geeksandgamers.com. That's geeksandgamers.com today.